My people, if you ask me, if your husband is alive, you have a husband, it does not matter if he is bringing money to the house. It does not matter if he is actually living up to your expectation. You don't know what your husband is actually covering for you. You don't. So I will implore you, you lady out there, you don't know what your husband is actually protecting you from until you lose him. Hello everybody, welcome to Widow's World. Because before my husband died, though he was a man of means, though as at that time we were comfortable, he was actually a contractor of Shell in those days, and he was doing fine. We were living fine. But like 3 years before his passing, things changed. Business was not favoring him anymore. Some of the people, his cousins, that he brought into his business actually became a problem for him, because they actually made it possible for Shell to delist my husband. And that was the day his sickness started. He never recovered until the day he died. And for 3 years before he died, I was the one running the family. I had a supermarket, and I was running the supermarket. And to the glory of God, I still covered our shame. People did not know that he was in some kind of distress. I was always there. I made sure that the home front was running well. I made sure that the children were never sent away from school. I made sure I paid the school fees, his hospital bills. I was doing all that. And for those 3 years that he was sick, you know what it means for a man to be sick for 3 years. He barely went to work. Maybe in a week, sometimes he would just summon up strength, maybe to go to the office just once in a week. And for the rest of the week, sometimes for a whole month, he'll be at home, he'll be sick. And I was the one taking care of the family. So somehow, I didn't know that God was already preparing me for what eventually happened on that day. But those 3 years had actually taken a toll on my business. When you are in a business and you are the one that is catering for the entire family, of course, it will take a toll on your business. So it has taken a toll on my business, and it was no longer business as usual. And then here we are faced with another terrible situation. My people, if you ask me, if your husband is alive, you have a husband, and your husband is alive, it does not matter if he is bringing money to the house. It does not matter if he is actually living up to your expectation. You don't know what your husband is actually covering for you. You don't. So I will implore you, you lady out there, you don't know what your husband is actually protecting you from until you lose him. He may not be a rich man. He may even be a figurehead father in the house. He may even be a wife. Why you, the woman, you are the husband? Seemingly. But the day you look for that man and you don't find him, that is when you will realize the importance of a father figure, the importance of a man, the importance of a husband in the home. So if you have a husband, I beg of you, hold him dear. Respect him, because he is your glory, because he is your cover. If you have not experienced what I am talking about right now, your husband is still alive. He is there. Please, I beg of you, take care of him. This way is not an easy road. It's not an easy route to take. Wherever this broadcast has met you tonight, we want you to be a part of this broadcast. We want you to listen to this channel. We also want you to encourage this channel to grow, because this is a channel that talks about the true life experiences of a widow. So you can equally listen to this channel, and then if you have friends, relations, you recommend this channel to them, to everything that concerns the widow, everything that concerns that woman somewhere, that woman in the city, that woman in the village, that woman that has lost her husband through the cold arms of death and has not remarried. So it becomes a challenge for the woman. How do you manage your home without your husband? Do you have children? How about the children? How do you bring them up without the assistance, the input, the love, and the corrections of a father? How do you handle your business? How do you feed? How do you clothe? What about when the children are sick? All this becomes the plight of the widow. And I dare to say that this channel, The Widow's World, is my true life experience or experiences as a widow. The things that I've had to grapple with, how I overcame them, the struggles, bringing up my kids, the in-laws, family members, friends, well-wishers, the community in which I live, my business, and the God factor. It's all encompassing. And so I make bold to say that God has prepared me over time for this minute, for this purpose. God has prepared me through the things that I've had to go through as a widow in bringing up my children, and the things I've had to go through on daily basis from that time up until now. And that is why I've come to encourage someone today, because I don't know what are your challenges as a widow, but I am sure that as a widow, when you start listening to the things I say, when you start watching this channel, you are really going to relate, and you are really going to understand that the experiences and the feelings could be the same. It may not be different, because we are in this same space. We are in Africa, we are in Nigeria, and we know how widows are treated, So, whether you are a widow or not, maybe your husband is still alive, or even you as a man, this channel, Widow's World, will be a place that I want you all to converge, because really there is no time lag, or nobody knows when you transit from being a wife to a widow. It could be the next minute, and before you know it, you're already a widow. It gets you, comes unawares, and at that moment, you don't know how to go about it. We are not praying for you to become widows, but it's a natural occurrence. It can come anytime. So you can equally listen to this channel, and then if you have friends, relations, you recommend this channel to them,